Hey, this is episode 8 in the Fiat 850 restoration project. Um, got a lot done. It's been slow going because we had to remove all that undercoating. That was quite a bit of work. It was very labor intensive. It took a lot of sanding and grinding and some lacquer thinner, but got it all off. And now I've gone ahead and pour 15'd the back side of the car here where the fuel tank goes, and also the trailing arms for the rear wheels. Also, all of the fender wells are now done. We did everything back from this rail right here. I'm getting washed out with the light, but you can see where the floor pans meet that rail. That's where that's where I stopped pour 15ing. There's no reason to do anything there. There we go. There's no reason to do anything forward of that because everything forward of that is basically new metal. And we did it in the rear there because there was just so much surface rust that I didn't think I could have ground on it and not got it. And I didn't want to just put rust encapsulator over it. I used the pour 15, so we should be good to go there. And the plan is now is that once the rest is ready, we still got a little bit of some sanding and so forth to do towards the front of the car. All the wheel wells are done, all the repairs. I should take that back. There is a couple of small patches that have to be made yet. We'll get those. I've got to drill out some holes. They kind of got covered up. But once that's done, we're going to epoxy the entire bottom of the car. And then we'll go with the Raptor liner, bed liner. And it has a nice smooth finish to it. Semi-smooth, I should say. And a good black color that's supposed to last. And we'll do that. I don't want none of the undercarriage components. I don't want them covered with the bed liner. It'll strictly just be the bottom of the car. And all the other parts, the suspension parts and everything, will be done in a gloss black paint, probably like the Eastwood chassis black or whatever. So happy with that. Glad to have that part behind us. Wanted to show you a couple other things. We've got some parts in. I got my new clutch. It's in the box here, so that's ready to go. And I got all new cables. Clutch cable, emergency brake cable, accelerator cable, speedometer cable, all of that I just cut out, the old ones. Those are will be all brand new when the time comes. Also got the bumpers that go beneath the suspension parts, the coil springs and so forth. So those will be new as well. I've been doing some painting on small parts. Weather dictates a lot of what I can get done. These are the shock mounts right here, and what I've done with these smaller parts that I can is I put them in a bucket with white vinegar and water solution, and let them soak for a few days. That gets about 80% of the rust off, I would say. Then I still have a little bit of sanding to do, and then I've been coating them with the rust encapsulator, and I scuff that up and spray them with the Eastwood chassis black spray paint, which is pretty good. I like the result. The can left a little something to be desired. It was kind of hard to operate, to be honest. It seemed like it didn't want to come out. And every time I use it, you have to take the cap off and soak it in lacquer thinner, or it'll just clog up and you won't be able to use it again. Now, that was my experience. I don't know, maybe yours will be different. But and I tried clearing the nozzle before. That didn't work. On all of the framing channels, I'm going to put this internal frame coating from Eastwood inside on the maybe I can just kind of show you some of those parts so you know what I'm talking about, like right here, and these frame rails that run down the length of the body, also in the rear, so that on the inside they'll be nice and protected too. I'm also going to put the coil springs. I'm going to go ahead and put those into the vinegar solution and let them start soaking for a few days, see if we can get those cleaned up. and paint them. I don't know what color yet on those. I'm thinking red, to be honest, but we'll see. I got my shocks in. I got all new shocks now. You can see over here. You can see the old ones up there, those red Monroes. They don't make them for this car anymore, so I had to order them. I got one set. I think it was the rear from here in the States, and I got the front set from overseas in Europe because they were just so much cheaper over there, but they didn't have the rear, so I had to get them here. So got those. Those will be ready to go. Got just about everything underneath the car when the time comes to put it back together to get it back down. One thing I did want to mention really quick was I got the fuel tank, and I've been thinking about the sending unit because it has been out of the car for so long. It was working fine when I took it out, but I'm thinking while I've got the tank down that it might just be go ahead and replace the fuel sending unit. And you know, I'd hate to put it back together and put it back up inside there, only to find out that my fuel sending unit doesn't work anymore. And so I already ordered that. It's about $60. It wasn't too bad. It's probably well worth it to go ahead and have a new one in there. So there's where we are on that. And what else did I want to mention to you was that one thing I've kind of been thinking about is I'm kind of wondering if I'm not the only 850 project out here that is getting a complete underneath the car restoration with the floor pans and so forth. I've really been looking and looking and looking, and I don't see anybody that's actually replaced the floor pans and everything. If you remember from previous videos, these frame rails and so forth, I had to make all that, and they're not available anymore. And so I'm just kind of wondering, you know, if anybody knows anybody or has got any info on that, appreciate letting me know. So that's kind of where we are now. That's the game plan. All that's really going to be slowing me down now is going to be just weather, because like I said, the garage is unheated and it is winter time. We get some breaks where days warm up, but it's kind of hard to do anything too much when the weather gets cold like this. So anyway, appreciate you subscribing. Appreciate any comments, any questions that you have. I'm happy to share what I know. I don't show me doing the work. Somebody mentioned that to me. I don't show me doing the work for the reason that I'm not a professional, and so therefore I am not a teacher. And also I happen to think that watching somebody grind or scrape or you know, do that sort of stuff is just kind of boring. It just makes a video unnecessarily long. This is really the purpose of these videos, is to document the work and to show the progress on the car, because like I said, there's a lot of picture videos out there of somebody restoring, but they just kind of jump from one thing to the next, and all of a sudden magically the car is done. And this is going to be like this is a step-by-step progress report. So anyway, like I said, appreciate it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.